Hello, I've just got back from Holland. My birthday's in a week and it's going to be a crazy week. So I just wanted to have a quick chat with you about how I'm feeling as we're coming to the end of this year of my life. If you've been around for a while, you'll know that every year I make some sort of video about my birthday or reflecting on the year I've had, whether that be in a vlog or in a chatty video like this. And I've always had some sort of issue when it comes to my birthday, not the day itself, but the lead up, and especially the 18th of October, the day before, is always something. I feel like it's not been as bad so far this year, but I think that's maybe also got to do with the fact that it has completely snuck up on me. The last month has gone by in a flash so quickly. I can barely tell you. I mean, I know what I've done, but how are we mid-October already? That's mental. So I'm not feeling as anxious or whatever else happens around this time of year yet. We will see. Obviously, we've still got a week, so things might still change. And I was just watching something and it wasn't even about a birthday. I actually can't remember what it was about, but I said something about a birthday and then immediately had an immediate physical reaction. So obviously there is something there. And as I've said before, I don't think it's necessarily about getting older or about, moving on in life. Well, maybe it is a little bit about moving on in life, but it's more about never being able to access this age again, if you will. I have a lot of problems when it comes to letting go of the past. We've discussed that further in some moving videos and whatnot, but that's where I think it stems from, and that's okay because as soon as it gets to the 19th of October, I'm fine. It's just the lead up, and so far the lead up, as I've said, is not that bad. I do feel, I haven't watched any of those old videos back. I have in the past, but not recently. But I do get the feeling that every year I say, I've had a great year, I'm looking forward to the year ahead, and I feel good about where I am and where I'm going. I don't know if that's true, but I have a feeling that that's what I've said in past years. And I feel that way again this year, which is great. How lucky am I to feel that way? I feel like the last year I've had has really ticked a lot of boxes. A lot of great things have happened. I feel really good in my skin. I feel very confident. I've always felt self-confident, but I really feel now I've found, I don't know how to describe it. I think the way I feel is that I've always known who I am as a person. I've always been very self-aware, self-confident, and sort of know what works for me and what doesn't. I feel like everything's just expanded a little bit this year and I've got more confidence in it and I know it better and I can express it better, and I've been able to put my foot down more about things, and I just feel like I've got a slightly bigger version of myself, which is nice. So I feel really good personally, and then I also feel good, when I look at the year I've had, what I've accomplished. I would say the one thing that I haven't really had in the last year is much acting work, and that's probably the one thing where I would like to be doing more, but obviously that is somewhat outside of my control. So anything that has been in my control, I feel like I have controlled it really well, and I'm really happy with the way things have turned out. It's interesting, as I was approaching my half marathon, which also, by the way, mental that I've done that in this year, but as I was approaching it, that sort of felt like a big moment and a completion of, a cycle, if you will, or, a period of time. And so I had that as a reflection point. And then I also had Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. And that was like 2 weeks later, maybe even less. So I had that as a reflection point, and now I have my birthday. And then obviously in 2.5 months, it's New Year's already. Like this time of year anyway is always quite reflection heavy because there's always Rosh Hashanah, there's always my birthday, and then there's always the New Year. But also having that half marathon, really it felt like a culmination of lots of different moments, if you will, and I've had a lot of time to reflect, even though it has now snuck up on me that it's my birthday. I didn't think about this, but having just said that, I do feel like the thing I'm most proud of in the last year is probably running the half marathon, but also just creating a life for myself that I'm so happy with. And again, I do feel this has been the case for the last few years, and every year I say, right, I've done something great and now I'm looking forward to the next chapter. Whereas I kind of feel like this time I've done something great and I'm looking forward to just continuing it. As I say, obviously the acting work, that's the one thing that I would like to improve on, or do more with. But I feel like everything else, I'm so happy with where it's at, and I just want to keep it there. I'm very curious as to what this next year is going to bring. I do feel like we have hit that plateau of like, okay, unless acting work comes up, we're now, just going along streaming, what's the word? Like rowing the boat stream on a boat. Oh, this is not happening. What's the phrase? Something about being on a stream. Whatever, doesn't matter, you know what I'm trying to say. But as a result, I don't know what's gonna come up that's gonna surprise me. And I'm sure there will be things, maybe there won't, but I'm sure there will be something. But I just don't know yet what that's gonna be. And I'm excited to find out, I hope it's a good thing. I hope it's an acting thing. But it's so hard to know, it's so hard to control. But yeah, aside from that, I don't know what else might be coming up in this coming year that could be exciting. Like this time last year, I knew that I was moving out of my grandma's, I knew that I was moving in with Wayne, and those were two very exciting things for me. Whereas this year, and you know, obviously the years before that, I was finishing a contract or whatever, and I knew what was happening, but now I don't. And that's strange. It's strange not to have something that's happening, but it's also so lovely. It's so nice to just be settled in one place, happy where I'm at, and happy to just keep living on this level, if you will. There will be a lot more reflection and looking back at things and everything I've done in the year, but that's all gonna be end of year stuff because we'll look at it sort of from all of 2025 rather than October to October. So definitely stay tuned for that. I've got lots of different videos that I want to make for the end of the year, but I can't start on any of them because it's too early, but I think I will in November. And I'm hoping to do Vlognica, which will be 8 videos on the days of Hanukkah in December. And I'll try and get a lot of the end of year videos in that, although a lot of them have to wait until December 31st before I can film them because I want to look at the full picture. So stay tuned for all of that, subscribe if you want to. YouTube's been doing amazing as well, which is very exciting. And I would like it to continue to do amazing. We are now officially over halfway to the mark that I need to be at to start earning from YouTube. So it would be nice if we could get those numbers up. But I don't do it for the numbers or for the money. Obviously, I do everything on this channel for free, but I do just love it. I think those are all my thoughts that I wanted to share. I probably will also mention something in a vlog, but that will be a little while away, I imagine. I need to really get down on editing vlogs. But those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have feelings when it comes to birthdays or New Year or anything like that, where you have like a reflection moment of a period of time. I definitely get this a lot, and I like to take a moment to take stock and look at what's happened and what's coming up. But I know not everyone feels the need for that or feels that or anything like that. So, you know, let me know how you feel. And I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye! I'm back. One thing I forgot to mention, and I knew I was gonna make a list of things I wanted to talk about in this video, and then I decided not to because I was like, no, it's gonna be natural. And then I started filming something for a vlog and I remembered what I wanted to say, which is that one thing that is interesting about this year, which it's just an interesting thing. I don't have any plans for next Sunday, for my birthday, except to work 2 different jobs. And sort of in total I'll be doing from 9 until 9, but there will be sort of 2 hours in between where I'll come home and have lunch or something. And I'm not under the impression that anyone at work, either job, is gonna know that it's my birthday, and I don't really mind that, and I definitely don't want to make a big deal out of it. But when I think about next Sunday, it does make me sad. I do like to celebrate my birthday, and I know I've got something planned for the week after the 26th, so it's not like I'm not gonna be celebrating it, but it's just on that day, Wayne's not even gonna be here, and that makes me sad. Just that there's nothing, you know? And I know people will call me and I'll probably get messages, and that's nice. But there is, yeah, I think I need to plan it differently in future. And that's not to say I need the whole day to be about me, and that's not to say that I can't work on my birthday. But I think I want it to be a day where I do have some sort of, I don't want to say recognition, but like something to do, you know, with someone else, not by myself. Whether that be Wayne, whether it be family, whether it be other friends, just, I don't know, something. But I also know 100% that that's a choice. I mean, Wayne being away isn't a choice, but aside from that, I could have, you know, moved my work around or asked not to work on that day, and I could have messaged friends and said, hey, let's do something, and instead I just decided, no, we're gonna work and that's how we're gonna be distracted. But I feel like I might regret that. But that's good to know for next time. We've got many more birthdays to come where I can rectify that, so it will be fine. It won't be devastating, you know, I'm not gonna be completely heartbroken or whatever. It's just a shame. So I did just want to say that as well. Okay, that's it. Now I'm gonna leave you and I will see you soon. Bye!